Okay, so we'll start standing with the feet under the hips, comfortably, toes pointed forward, and just to begin by breathing and sort of coming into our body, right? So we're going to inhale, nice full inhale as we lift up onto the toes. Take your arms with it if you want, and exhale back down. The arms can help us feel like we're expanding, right? Expanding our rib cage, expanding our lungs as we inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Just doing whatever feels good to you to get up onto your toes and breathe. And hold a little bit if you can. And exhale back down. And then we're going to just take one knee and turn it in, lift it up, open it out, and bring it down. Turn the other knee in, lift it up. This is hard for me. Open it out, put it down. So internally rotating our hip, externally rotating our hip, right? And lift and open, lift, open, in, lift, and open, in, lift, open. Kind of help with balance as well as opening our hips here. Working on both. All right, and with both feet on the ground, we're going to go ahead and bring our arms out with the palms facing forward, lengthening through your fingers. Gently pull the chin back toward the spine so that you feel your spine lengthen. You feel nice and tall. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. You want to make sure the spine is lengthening, and then just let your right ear relax towards your right shoulder as you reach out through your left fingertips. Do a little nod, just a very little nod up and down with your chin, like just a little movement. Right, so we're getting into the side of our neck and shoulder here, scalenes. And then let your chin drop down to your chest and lift the head up. And again, pulling the chin gently back toward the spine, let your left ear drop toward your left shoulder. So we're reaching through those right fingertips and just do a little tiny nodding up and down of your chin, of your head as you reach. Feel that stretch going kind of all the way down the arm and shoulder and neck area. And then letting the chin roll down, drop toward the chest, and lift up. Bring your arms all the way out from your shoulders. Like you're holding on to doorknobs, you're going to turn the right doorknob to the left doorknob to the right, and then switch and switch. Elbows soft. So we're internally, externally rotating our shoulders. Right? You can really exaggerate it. You want, just like you're turning doorknobs in the opposite direction. Let one shoulder really turn in and the other one really turn out. Good. And then come center, bend your elbows so we're in goalpost arms. And then bring your arms towards each other, letting your upper back round. So just really rounding. And then open out, press your arms into like an invisible wall, lift your chest so you're arching. Good. And then round the back as you bring your arms toward each other, upper back and shoulders. And then press back as you lift, arching your upper back. And again, rounding. And press the arms back as you lift. And then just coming to center here with your arms in goalpost. Inhale. Twist on your exhale, just going to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist the other direction. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. And then come to center. Stretch one arm over your head, one arm by your leg, by your side, and reach your arms away from each other. Take a little side bend over, just a little bit as you reach. and lift up, and we'll switch. Other arm up, other arm reaches down. So really reach the arms away from each other and then take a little side bend over. Good, and lift up, bring the arms out, and just go ahead and widen your legs so they're in a whatever amount of a straddle second position. Turn the toes slightly out, heels slightly in, lower down, and put your hands on your thighs. Want to kind of press those knees open, maybe if they have trouble staying open. And then go ahead and come all the way into a deeper squat, just as however far you can go. We can bring our hands down to the ground, really opening the knees. And then we'll just start to straighten our legs, relax our torso, and roll up, right? So just let everything relax as you slowly stack the spine all the way up. Great. And if you have a mat, you want to come to the end of your mat, go ahead and do that. Inhale here, and as we exhale, we just roll down. Let everything be heavy. And we'll just hang here, letting your knees bend and straighten a little bit, relaxing the head and the shoulders, torso. You might like to bend one knee and then the other, let your hips kind of shift around. And then we'll stretch both legs straight, walk your hands out into pike or down dogs, spreading our fingers wide, lifting the tailbone, and letting the body shift around if it wants to kind of shift side to side as you stretch your heels down. We might like to shift our body a little forward and back as well, pressing the heels into the ground, lifting the tailbone. Just whatever feels good to you. And then we can walk our hands a little farther out, moving towards a plank or all the way into a plank, taking a couple nice deep breaths. Just however far your body wants to go here. And then coming down to the mat. So if you want to just bring your knees down, you can, or lowering down onto your belly, whatever you prefer. To start with, we're just going to come onto our back with our feet close to our hips, in line with our sits bones. Great. Relax. Take a nice deep breath here. As we exhale, we're just going to curl the tailbone up and peel off the mat one bone at a time. So taking a nice articulated bridge. And then at the top of our bridge, letting our shoulders relax, pressing the pelvis up, taking a breath. And then next exhale, letting your spine melt down, holding those hips up till the end, all the way down. And then when we come down, we're going to relax and inhale, exhale up again, one bone at a time. And as we lift our hips, take your right arm over your head, lay it on the ground. Good. At the top of the bridge, we're going to press that right hip up as we sort of reach our right arm and feel like you're reaching through your right knee. And we're going to exhale down. As our hips come down, bringing our right arm by our side, inhaling center, exhale up the center. And then we're going to take our left arm over our head and lay it on the ground. At the top of our bridge, pressing that left hip up. Feel like you're sort of reaching your arm away from your left knee and vice versa. And then bridging down, holding the hips up till the end. Feel that stretch through that side. Good. And then your left arm comes back by your side. Good. Inhale. Exhale up again. Go ahead and just press the hips up. And then at the top of our bridge, bring both arms over our head and relax them on the ground, however far apart they want to be. And then we'll exhale down, kind of stretching the spine down, keeping the hips till the very end. And then when our hips come down, just let our knees sway over to one side, keeping your arms wherever they want to be up there. And then lifting the knees and swaying them the other direction. Relax your legs. And just do a couple more sways side to side. All right. All right, and then go ahead and just slide your arms down and come around just so we can come up to get our bolster. And we're going to put, like I said, if you want a higher bolster, you might stack two things. You might even have a yoga bolster. I don't have one. So you think I would, but okay. So what we're going to do is put it behind our shoulders and back and mid back. Make sure your hips are all the way on the ground. That's the main thing. Doesn't matter if your head's on the ground. Clasp hands behind your head and then arch back. So just to start with, upper back extension here. We're just going to relax over the bolster. So make sure your hips are all the way on the ground and just let that chest get nice expansion, stretch here in the upper, inner part of your shoulders and arms. Like I said, your head doesn't have to be on the ground, but your hips do. Feel that spine bending in that direction. Good for us. All right, and then we're going to inhale here, supporting head with hands. As we exhale, draw your ribs toward your pelvis toward your ribs, and you lift up. Inhale to arch back. Nice deep breath. Again, think of drawing your pelvis and your rib cage towards each other as you lift up, right? So that brings us up, engages our abs and brings us up. Inhale back. Really get that upper back arch, and then exhale up. Inhale back. Really breathe. This time as we exhale up, we're going to float the left knee. Knee toward forehead. And then inhale, put down as you arch back. Exhale up, float your right knee up. Inhale back as you lower that foot down. Exhale up and float your left knee up. Turn to the left. Face your legs and lower back down. Arch back. Exhale up with the right knee and then turn to the right. Just a little rotation to the right. And then back to center. Lower the foot as you arch back. Good. Exhale up again. Left leg as you come up, and then little turn to the left. Back to center and lower that foot, arch back. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale up with your right knee lifting, a little turn to the right. And facing the legs, arch back, lower that foot down. Big inhale, exhale up to the center. You're going to stay center here. Lift your one leg, and whichever one wants to come up, and then the other one. Good. Flex the feet, and you're going to reach one heel out toward the ground and then bring it back. And then reach your other heel away and down and bring it back. Really support your head with your hands.
And you don't have to touch the ground. You just need to kind of move that leg away from you and back, right? You just kind of reach it a little bit away and down and exhale back. Good. So you can see the bolster can make this really challenging for the core. When you're even on both sides, put one foot down, put the other foot down, arch back over your bolster. Take a breath. Good. And then we're going to exhale up on the next exhale. Go ahead and lift up again. Lift one leg and then the other leg. Reach your arms past your legs now. So just parallel to the ground and see if you can lift a little higher. And we're going to pump. So we're just do the 100, which we never do. So you're going to inhale and exhale. If you want to straighten your legs, go ahead. Or if you can keep them bent, either way, right? And just reaching and kind of feeling like you're lifting off your bolster, reaching those arms, little pumps as you breathe. This could be supportive with a bolster behind us, but we're still working hard, right? And then breathe. All right, you can stop pumping and bend your knees. If they're straight, bring your hands behind your head. Feet one at a time onto the ground, arch back over your bolster. My goodness. Oh, yeah. All right. Next exhale, go ahead and lift again. Straighten one leg, straighten the other leg. Reach for your feet, roll up, and take a big stretch over your leg. And then we're going to lift up, inhale here, exhale, shoulders relax down the back as we curl our tailbone around into our bolster. Lift the arms by the ears. Good. And then inhale, reach arms forward. Exhale, roll up and take a big stretch. So hopefully the bolster is helping us with that roll up. Inhale, lift, shoulders down, the back. Exhale, around back, and arms come up to the ears. Inhale, reach arms for feet. And exhale, up. And take a big stretch. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. And we lift our arms. Now you can have the option with leaving the arms here to make it more challenging to roll up if you want, if you feel like that's the right thing for you. And then take a stretch. And inhale, lift. Exhale, back to our bolster again. Arms lift. And again, either reach arms or leave them here. And exhale up. Stretch. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, round and back. Keep the arms up. Inhale and exhale up. Take a big stretch over your legs. All right, we're going to pick up our right leg. Hold on wherever you can. Maybe the calf, maybe the ankle. Pull it towards you. And just kind of round into your bolster, back into that bolster. Give this leg a nice stretch here. So head maybe towards your knee. You can move your foot. Move that foot around if you like. You could bend and straighten the knee if you like. So we just want to give our leg a nice stretch. We're supported by the bolster. Good. And then hanging on to that leg, press your leg into your hands to come back up. And then lower it down. Pick up your left leg. Stretch it up. Good. And take ourselves back into our bolster. Give this leg a nice stretch here. And move the foot if that feels good to you. Flex point, circle, bend and straighten the knee if that feels good to you. Just help you stretch. And then we'll press our leg into our hands and come back up. Nice to have a higher bolster for this one. Pick up your first leg, right leg, or whatever one was first. Again, rounding back to our bolster. And we're going to go into a single straight leg stretch or a scissors. So you're going to pull on this leg and then you're going to switch. Pull on this leg and switch. So we want to just really give the leg a nice stretch as we stretch our other leg long. Yeah. Inhale, exhale, switch. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. And also very supportive for our neck if we have that bolster under our shoulders, right? Should really help with the neck. Good. Big stretch. All right, now whatever leg you're hanging on to, go ahead and use that leg to propel you back up to sitting. And then we'll bring, or actually let's start by bringing our legs into a diamond. So we'll do this first. So the feet are away from us, feet together, knees in a loose bend, right? And you're just gonna stretch forward over your legs. Relax forward here. Maybe your hands are just somewhere around your feet on the ground. Then we're going to lengthen our spine, lifting the torso, flattening the back. Right? So just pressing a little bit into the ground. See how flat you can get your back. Lifting up a little bit. Keep the head lifted. Now lift the arms up by the ears. So we're reaching those arms, lifting them. Yeah, really flattening the back. And then let your hands come back down and relax again. And again, lifting the torso, lengthening out, flat back. Lift the arms. Good. Reach to those fingertips. Keep lifting the arms. Keep your head lifted. Really flattening the back as much as you can. And then let your hands relax back down and relax your body over your legs. And then stack your spine up. Take a little rotation over to one leg. So the hips don't move, just the torso. And just walk your hands away from you so your head comes towards your knee, anchoring the sits bones. And pressing back up to sitting and come center, just rotate to the other side. And without moving our hips and come forward, head to knee. And press back up to sitting. And then we're going to use our bolster. So the best way to do this might be to sit on it. It's the best way for me to bring it under your pelvis. We're going to come onto our back with the bolster under your hips. Okay. And to start with, just stretch your legs out. If it's comfortable to stretch both legs at the same time, but you're not too lifted, should be okay. Maybe reach your arms over your head. So we have our passive hip flexor stretch, basically. You might like to stretch your body. You might want to reach through your hands, reach through your feet, whatever feels good here to you. Just enjoy this little stretch for our front of our hips, legs. And then slide your arms down, bend your knees to bring your feet on the mat underneath you. And you might want to put your arms down like this so the hands are pointed up so you have more support, or you can leave them on the ground, whatever you prefer. Good. And we're going to press our hips up off of our bolster. And whatever leg wants to come first, you're going to lift that leg up. See if you can straighten it to the ceiling. Inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and lower your hips down. Inhale, exhale, press your hips up as high as you can. Inhale, exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, exhale, press the hips up. Good. Again, exhale, lower into your bolster. Deep breath, exhale, press up. Good. Now stay here and draw little quick circles with your leg. So you're just going to go across, down, around, and up. Across, down, around, and up. Little quick ones. Now, if you need more support, go ahead and let your hips relax on your bolster, right? As much as you need. Good. Reverse your little circles. Little ones, little quick ones. Good. Exhale. Exhale. And then stop circling that leg. Lower your hips down. Go ahead and hug your knee in toward your chest. Stretch your other leg long. Stretch the legs away from each other. And then we'll bring that foot onto the ground, both feet back where we started for the other side. So inhale, exhale, press the hips up. And then our other leg's going to lift and extend to the ceiling. Inhaling, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale, press up. Really press up as much as you can. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale, press up. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale. Press up and stay here. Little circles, quick ones, across, down, around, and up. Right. Just little quick ones. Breathing. Again, take as much support behind your hips as you need in their bolster. Reverse your circles. Good. And then stop. Lower the hips all the way down to relax them and hug your knee in. Stretch your other leg long. And then we're going to bring both legs up. Pull your knee up to the ceiling here. You might need to adjust. Okay, so let's start by just straddling the legs, open them out. If you want to hold on with your hands, inside your legs or outside your legs, feel free, but just letting gravity give you a little stretch, right? Yeah. And then bring the legs back together. So legs parallel. We're going to, as if we were cross-country skiing on the ceiling, you're just going to kind of do a sweep of your legs. Now, they don't have to be straight, but whatever you can do, just sweep the legs, right? Exhale. Exhale as you sweep. As big or as little as you want with your sweeps. Good. And then we're going to move into a windmill. So we're going to go 3 sweeps. 1, 2, 3. Open the legs apart, circle them around a switch, and sweep, sweep, sweep. Open apart, circle around a switch, sweep, 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 open apart, and circle. Sweep, breathe, open apart. 3 sweeps, and then just circle them in opposite directions, right? 1, 2, 3, and around. Whatever size or speed feels good to you. Good. Last one. And then when your legs come together at the top, hug your both knees into your chest. Feel a little stretch in your low back. You might curl your head up to your knees. Right? Just kind of really round yourself into a ball. That feels good. Feel it stretch in our low back. And then we'll bring our feet back onto the ground. Press your hips all the way up. Slide your bolster, whatever you got there, out from under you. Good. And we'll articulate our spine down one bone at a time. All right. And then we're going to come around to our side just to come up and bring our bolsters or whatever you're using under your feet. Okay, so trying to adjust my mat. Okay, under the feet, kind of like we do with the roller, under your calves or your feet. So stretch over your legs to start. Kind of deepens the stretch to have the legs lifted, right? So, and then we'll take hold of our right leg and we'll roll onto our back. We've already stretched this leg pretty well, but you can give it another little stretch. Can't get too much stretch, that's for sure. And then we're going to bring our arms out from our out to our sides from our shoulders here in T. And the leg gets as straight as you can. Take it across your body over toward that left hand. Okay. Keeping our right shoulder anchored. And lift it up. We're going to open it out to the side, reaching our toes towards our right hand. And lift it back up. And again, across the body towards your left hand, really reaching toes toward hand. Feel that stretch. And lift up. And open. And lift up. And then we're going to just take 3 nice big circles. Take that leg across and down and around and back to the top. And across, nice big, slow circles around. Across, down, out, and lift. And then reverse your circles 3 the other directions. So 3 times each direction. And your knee can be bent as much as you want. And then whenever you finish those circles, you're going to grab hold behind your thigh, lift your head and shoulders, and we're going to climb up our leg, right? So press your leg into your hands to help you come up, and then see if you can keep that leg up there and climb all the way up to your ankle. Give it a stretch. And then keep that leg lifted as you climb back down. Climb the tree all the way onto our back. Great. And then again, inhaling, lifting our head, press leg into hands. Climb up that leg. Find that balance, right? Give it a big stretch. And then lower the leg down. Pick up your left leg and come back onto the back. Give this leg a little stretch. And bring our arms out from our shoulders, leg as straight as we can get it. We take it across the body, reaching toes toward hand. And lift up, open out to the side. And lift up. Amazing how heavy your leg can be. Across toward the right hand again. And lift up, open out toward the left hand. I realize some people can't get their legs straight, and it's totally fine to have your knee bent. Just make sure your knee's in line with your hip. And lift up, and then 3 big circles. Across, down, out, and back to the top. So knee in line with hip, doesn't matter where your foot is, right? In your lower leg. When you're doing any of this with your tight hamstrings. 3 big circles that way, and 3 big circles the other way. And using our breath. And when you finish your nice big circles, you're going to grab hold of your leg. Inhale, lifting the head. Exhale, press leg into hands, climb your tree. Up, up, up. Up to the top. Stretch. And then climb your tree back down. And keep that leg as much as you can up in the air, right? Inhale, exhale, up your tree again. Give it a big stretch. And lower your leg onto your bolster. Take a big stretch over your legs. And then we're going to be bringing our bolster underneath our rib cage on our side. So whichever side you want to start with, you can put it under your ribs. Make sure your hips are all the way down. That's the most important thing. Everybody's going to have different bolstering, right? And then start by putting your head on your hand here, torso in a straight line, knees bent in a loose bend, right? So we're just going to start by lifting the top knee. Make sure your knees are lined up, and then lift the top knee and lower, right? So opening the hip and lower. Open, really open without rolling back and lower. Breathe. Good. And then we're going to lift your feet a little bit. Open the knee and lower. Open the knee and lower. And we'll add to that. So you're going to open the knee and then extend the leg, bend the knee and close. So open, extend, bend, and close. I have my hand on my hip so that it keeps it in place. It's just kind of helpful. Open, extend, bend, lower. Open, extend, bend, lower. One more. And breathe. And this time when you close, let everything relax. Straighten your top leg. Lie down on your bolster, stretch your top arm over. So we bend our spine laterally. Now we're just going to take a couple of breaths into the side of our ribs as we stretch. Yeah, opening up the rib cage and the lungs there. And then with our bottom arm pressing into the ground, we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to press up, lift the leg, reach that arm, press ourselves up, and then lower back down, arching over the bolster as we inhale. Exhale, press up. Your head can do whatever feels most comfortable for your head and neck. Inhale, exhale, up, which might be to look down, right, toward your bottom arm. Inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, reach over. Exhale, press up. Now stay here. Reach your arm forward, reach your leg back. Really stretch across. Good. And then press back up. Lift. And then reach across. And again, press up. And reach across. Reaching arm and leg away from each other. And then press back up. Good. Now stay here as you lower your leg and then take your arm over your head. And again, stretching for a moment here. And let your knee bend. You're just going to move your bolster under your head for a moment. So just go ahead and put it underneath your head like a pillow. Knees can be bent. And then reaching your arms forward in front of your chest. Reach your top arm as far as you can past your bottom arm. And then slide your hand up your arm without letting that top arm bend. So go as far as you can so you're looking up without letting your elbow bend, right? And then reach and slide. So we're getting mobility in our shoulders by keeping our arms straight and moving out and in. So reach and pull that arm toward you as much as you can without bending your elbow. This time we're going to reach, circle the arm over the head, go into a slow circle, all the way around, and continue your circle all the way around to come back. Good. Your elbow might want to bend. That's okay. Reach and circle over, follow it back, and coming back to our other arm. We'll reverse it. So reach, circle down to your hip, and follow that arm behind you, over your head. Move slowly, minding our shoulders, so the elbow might want to bend. That's okay. Reach, take it down one more time, slowly over and around. I find that direction to be more challenging, so yeah. And then when you come to your bottom arm, go ahead and press yourself up to sitting. Cross your top leg over your bottom leg. Hug your knee in, lift your spine, hips press into the ground, and we're just going to take a little twist. So we really want to pull that knee toward us as we press our hip into the ground and just look behind you. And then come back to face forward, bolsters to the other side. I've got this whole thing going on. I've got to make sure they stay together. Okay, under the ribs. And again, your knees are going to be stacked with a half bend or loose bend there. Make sure hips are all the way down, resting head on hands. And then we're going to just start by opening the top knee, closing it. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Open and close. Good. And then lift the feet just a little bit. Open and close. Get the external rotators going. Then we're going to add, so you're going to open, extend the leg straight out, bend it, and close. Open, extend. So you might notice one side's a little different than the other, like my hip doesn't open as much on this side. That's okay. Just do whatever amount you're able to lift that leg, and then extend, bend, and close. Yeah, Really works the external rotators around the hip, right? Really strengthening for the hip. And then next time we close, we can relax everything, straighten your top leg, lay down and stretch over your bolster. So we breathe into that side of our ribs and opening that rib cage and lung. And then we're going to press up on our exhale, lift our leg, reach, and stretch back over as we inhale, bending our spine laterally, right? Exhale. Gotta make sure that you're in a straight line. You're not leaning forward. Your torso's in a straight line so that we keep the spine bending laterally and not forward and back or anything like that, right? Now stay up on this one. Reach your arm forward, reach your leg back, kind of stretch here. Good, and then press back up. And then reach away. And press back up. And reach away. Last one, reach. And press yourself up. Go ahead and lower that leg, arm over the head. Take another stretch here. And then we're going to move the bolster under our head. So just scooch it. Bending the legs, both arms in front of us. So you just have a pillow, whatever amount of pillow you want there. Reach your top arm as far as you can, really reach it away. And then slide your hand up your arm without letting your elbow bend as far as you can. So slide it out. And here again, it's important to have the torso in a straight line. It's a pretty good idea anyway. And slide it out. And slide it in. Good. So we're really moving our upper back and shoulders, right? That whole spine, everything up and upper back. This time we reach and circle over our head. Slow circle all the way around. Maybe your elbow needs to bend. It's okay if it does. Maybe you even put your hand on your shoulder if that's more comfortable. Reach and circle slowly around. Because it's not about the arm, it's really about the shoulder. And then after we do 2 big circles, we go the other direction. Reach, circle down, take it to the back, all the way over our head and around. And reach. And breathe. One of the best stretches, isn't it? And then when we come all the way back where we started, we can press ourselves up and cross the top leg. This bottom leg can be straight or bent. Cross that top leg, hug it in, press your sits bones into the ground, and take a twist. So really lengthen the spine. And coming back around, we're going to bring ourselves onto our all fours. Now you can have the bolster off to the side for a moment and just have your hands and knees. You could also pad under your knees or your hands, whatever you need to do. Start by rounding our back, curling the tailbone under, and letting our hips press back toward our heels and lift up and arch. Good. So cat-cow, right? Rounding. I like to press hips back, up. That's the way I like to do it. And arch. Letting the spine round and arch. And then we'll come to neutral. And then with, let's see, start on whatever side you want to start. I'm going to start on the left. And you're just going to open your knee straight out to the side. Just lift it like a dog at a fire hydrant. Lower, keep the knee bent and lift it straight back. So your your foot reaches toward the ceiling, right? And then bend and open out to the side again and lower and take it straight back. So the knee doesn't change position and we're just opening out to the side and then lower and open to the back and lower and to the side, lower, back. So you're really lifting at the back and lifting to the side. And then go ahead and lower your knee onto the ground. Other side, take it straight out to the side and down, and straight back. So the sole of your foot presses toward the ceiling and lower and side and down, back and lift. Side, down, lift. And breathe. Side. We're lifting as much as we can. Last one. And then you can let your knees come down. Stretch back to your heels for a moment. Bring your bolster back. If you want one or both or two or whatever amount you want to be under your chest, but put something underneath. We're going to put something underneath our chest. We're going to come onto our belly. So making sure the hips are all the way on the ground. So I know some people like to use bolster all the time under their chest, so we'll all do that today. Just have it there in your Sphinx pose with your elbows under your shoulders. Good. We're going to straighten our arms, so your hands will be wherever you're comfortable, and straighten your arms here. So your arms might be wider apart. It's just finding what works for you. Good. And then we should have a pretty good upper back extension by now with all the bolstering we've been doing. And then you're just going to let your arms slide out over your head. So you come down and slide back in and come up and slide back out and slide back in and slide back out. And slide back in and stay here. See if you can't lift your left leg. And lower. Lift your right leg. And lower. And slide out. And slide your hands back in. Now lift your left leg and float your right hand. And lower. And lift your right leg and float your left hand. And lower. Again, left leg, right hand, and lower. Right leg, left hand, and lower. And slide out. And slide back in. Good. Now lift your left hand a little bit. Take it out to the side. You're going to reach for your left foot. Keep the pelvis anchored. And then lift your arm up over your head, or at least you're trying to, and bring it back down. Float your right hand. Take it out to reach for your right foot. Follow it back. Lift it as high as you can and bring it back. And slide out. And slide in. One more time. Float your left hand. Take it out to the side. Reach for your foot. Anchor the pelvis. Lift it up over and bring it back. Float your right hand. Take it out. Reach for your foot. Lift it up and back. And slide out. All right. We're just going to let our elbows bend to press ourselves up onto our knees. Stretch back to the heels. And then we'll come around to sitting. Now you can choose to sit on a bolster or not, but you might like to try it. It helps you sit taller, easier. You can sit on the bolster. I'm going to sit on my folded up blanket and straddle your legs to start with, especially if it's hard for you to do that. It's good to sit on a bolster. And just bring your hands in front and stretch and relax forward for a moment. Letting your body weight come forward. Yeah. Okay if your knees are bent. And then lift up and bring your left foot in toward your right thigh. That. Up and bring our arms out. So we're going to rotate over to the right and reach towards our left foot. Maybe you can hold it, maybe not. Stretch. And then lift up and back to center. Rotate to the left. Plant that hand. Arch back and stretch away from your right leg. And then lower back down. Come center and rotate. Stretch across. And lift up. And over to the left. Stretch back. Lifting the hips should be easy enough because you're on your left knee. Come around, rotate to the right, stretch across. Lift up, rotate to the left. Last one, stretch back. And come around to face forwards. Extend the left leg, bend the right knee. Arms out, lift tall, rotate over to the left, stretch across for that left foot. And lift up and center, rotate to the right, stretch back, arching to this kind of a sideways arch. Lower down and center, rotate and stretch for that foot. Lift up, center, and to the back. Back and lower down. One more time. Rotate, stretch across. Come back to center, take it to the right and stretch back. And lower down and come center. Good. Again, take your legs into either a straddle or a diamond, whatever you prefer. Right? Take a little stretch forward. Good. And then sitting up, maybe you let your shoulders wriggle around. Let's just do a little circle of our head, lifting the spine tall. Just take a little circle, like you're drawing a circle with your nose right in front of you. And the other direction. Really lengthen the spine. You might hear some funny cracking noise. That bothers some people. Okay, thank you all for coming. And I'm going to hit the button.